Lisa. I have been the facility manager for a few months now. Personally, I work in the trades, so I have some skills at Woodshop, and I'm happy to share and teach them to others. Some of the most important rules with the Woodshop are safety related. So for almost everything you're doing in the Woodshop, you want to have safety glasses and hearing protection. And if you don't have your own, we have some over here that you can use. A bunch of eyeglasses and earmuffs. If you're doing anything where you're creating a lot of like sawdust or fine particulate, I recommend also having at minimum like a face mask to protect your lungs, or have an actual respirator. To reduce particulate in the Woodshop, you can also turn on this dust extractor. So the top button is the on, and you want to press it 3 times to get up to high power. One more time to turn it off. Another important safety rule for the shop is you can't be wearing any sandals, slippers, open-toe shoes. You need to have at least running shoes covered. So you don't have to have fancy steel toes like I do. If you do, great, wear them. But yeah, no sandals, flip-flops, open-toe shoes. You want to protect your toes in case you drop anything. No food or drink is allowed down here. The only exception is if you have a water bottle with a screw-top lid. You can use it on this work table, but not near any of the tools because we don't want any water leaking, and we don't want water rings to develop and rust on the tools. Another major rule in the Woodshop is you must clean up after yourself after any activity that you've done. So we have over here some large push brooms. We have small handheld brooms and dustpans. Empty your things or your garbage into one of the 2 large garbage bins. Or you can also use one of the 2 shop vacs for the vacuums. Just plug them into an outlet and point the nozzle at the sawdust. So if you were using the chop saw, I expect you to clean up the area and back and around the saw so that it doesn't accumulate. So like I help out as a volunteer, I'm not a maid. So like I would expect the Woodshop to be clean anytime that I come check on it. For accessing the Woodshop, you first need to have a safety orientation. So email me, woodshop@Neill-Wycik.coop will come to me and the facility assistants. We'll find a time to come do an orientation with you and go over the major safety rules, because there's more rules than the basic ones we're saying here. I want to make sure that you can safely use most of the tools. Once you have your orientation, you can go get the key from security by handing in your access card or fob, whichever you have. Then you can come down here, 24-hour access. You can't give the key to anybody else. Each person has to get the key themselves from security, so no passing off the key, and no guests are allowed, unfortunately. Only Neill-Wycik members who are safety orientated. Another important safety item to mention is we can't support any painting, anything that produces fumes, vapors, off-gassing. The ventilation can support like wood and sawdust, but we can't support vapors. So this is an example. We can't have spray painting in the Woodshop. If you need to do an activity that creates off-gassing, and you can typically figure that out by reading your product. If it says you need a well-ventilated area, you can't do it in the Woodshop. You're gonna have to find something outside or off-site. Okay, now I'll give you a quick tour of the major tools that we have. So we have almost everything you could need. Over here we have a metal lathe, grinder wheel, planer, metal mill. We have a lot of different clamp sizes. Soon they will have a rack on the wall. We have an air compressor and compressor tools, a few pneumatic nailers we just purchased. Small sander. Also important to note that most of these smaller main tools can be moved around. For example, this one can be moved to make space for the wood lathe. We have a scroll saw, bandsaw, Over here, work table. These can also be moved around if you have a different size project. Router table, sander that has both the radial and, I forget the name of this, it's okay. Another work table, some projects can be stored on top of it. Here we have a spindle sander. This is a jointer. It can also be moved around the room. Over in this corner, drill press. On the shelf we have many different handheld power tools. They're all corded. We don't have any cordless tools at this time because all tools must remain in the woodshop. They can't be taken back to your units. This is a safety corner. We also have available a few face masks if you prefer to use a shield face mask. Various handheld tools that you may need. Some drill bits for the drill press. This is where the vise will be. I'm just in the process of repairing it. Some various sandpapers if you need to have one of the sanders, their sandpaper changed to different grits. Over here in this corner we have all the wood on and above this table, and all free wood over here that I've salvaged and have given to members. The wood on top is going to be used to turn into a closet and storage system on the other side of the room. But all of these benches are work tables that you can work on. We just ask that over here by the chop saw that you keep this clear for if anyone uses a long material, that they can easily cut it. This is a 12-inch blade chop saw, so it can cut most projects you want to work on. We have a member who's creating a shelf right now, and he was able to cut 11-inch pieces of wood instead of having to use a table saw. This is a table saw, and if you need to also do like a dado cut, we have blades that can be switched to do dado cuts and rabbet cuts. One last important safety thing that I want to mention is if you ever have an injury that requires medical attention, first call 911 and then contact security at the lobby, because we want medical help to get here to you first, as soon as possible. Okay, that's it from me for now, guys. If you have any questions or concerns, you can email me at the woodshop@Neill-Wycik.com email. That's the same email to get in contact for orientations. That's it. Have a great day.